What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Prime Video's animated series Invincible Season 2. Let's rock this. Wow, it's been 2 years since Season 1, but it's understandable seeing that it often takes longer for any animation process, and that's only partly the reason why this new Season 2 is split into 2 segments. The other reason being that the first half allows for a pause and digestion of the narrative, as they called it. And I've watched this entire first half, and you know what? They are correct. Especially episode 4, that leaves you with not only a cliffhanger, but the kind that makes you wonder, holy crap, how on earth is Mark Grayson gonna get himself out of this situation? I think it's a brilliant strategy, one that would definitely result in the audiences coming back for more or wanting more. It capitalizes on the anticipation, and these episodes are so well written that that strategy is gonna pay off. So what's my overall verdict? Invincible Season 2 is hardcore to the bone. Now, I know I said similar thing about the previous Season 1, so what I'm getting at is Season 2 does not miss a single beat. If you like Season 1, you'll like Season 2 just as much, if not more. It's as simple as that. Well, with a few caveats here and there, but I mean, the action is just as gory, it's just as dynamic. They pack a hell of a punch. The characters' emotional journeys are very well explored and nuanced. The difference is, the drama this time does feel a bit heavier. Whereas Season 1 kind of showed us the unadulterated joys of having superpowers, Season 2, on the other hand, shows us that those same superpowers can have unintended consequences, that those abilities might be more of a curse than a blessing. The story and the character growth are very well fleshed out, and I very much enjoyed this first half, which does a fantastic job of keeping you in suspense for what's to come. Based on the groundbreaking comic book by Robert Kirkman, Cory Walker, and Ryan Ottley, the story revolves around 18-year-old Mark Grayson, who's just like every other guy his age, except his father is or was the most powerful superhero on the planet. Still reeling from Nolan's betrayal in Season 1, Mark struggles to rebuild his life as he faces a host of new threats, all while battling his greatest fear, that he might become his father without even knowing it. Starring Steven Yeun with Sandra Oh, Zazie Beetz, Gray Delisle, Chris Demantopoulos, Walton Goggins, Jillian Jacobs, Jason Mantzoukas, Ross Marquand, Carrie Payton, Zachary Quinto, Andrew Rannells, Kevin Michael Richardson, Seth Rogen, and J.K. Simmons. Okay, for your information, there are a total of 8 episodes, but the first half of this new Season 2 will premiere on November 3rd, with new episodes airing weekly, and then following a mid-season hiatus, the second half of Season 2 will premiere in early 2024. So stay tuned for those as well. These first 4 episodes really emphasize the aftermath impact of Mark versus Omni-Man battle. Mark versus his dad. With Omni-Man's disappearing act, afterwards, it gives a chance for Mark and the others to reevaluate who and what they are to the people around them and to themselves. At times, it is at the expense of the comedy, but that's because Mark is going through a maturity process where his responsibilities finally kick in. Now, the following is not a spoiler, as some of you may already know, perhaps you've read the graphic novel as well. Season 2 introduces multiverse. I know, the superhero genre has milked and squeezed that concept till the last drop in movies or on TV shows over the past few years. Well, If you can make space for another one, then get ready for Invincible's very own take on the multiverse, which I gotta say, it doesn't really offer anything unique other than, yeah, a version of ourselves out there can be evil, but that's been done before. So tell us something that would surprise us, why don't you? Now, I hear there's a rumor, just a rumor, of the possibility of Spider Man slinging his web into the Invincible's dimension. Now, I don't know how that would work, who owns which property, and if Kevin Feige would even allow that. But I tell you this, Spider Man does not show up on these first 4 episodes, aka the first half. And you know what? I kind of like it that way. I don't want this show to be diluted by a bunch of gimmicky, pointless, non substantive cameos. Just let Invincible figure things out on his own. Which leads me to what I think is the weakest link in season 2, the Guardians. I think they're called the Guardians of the Globe, right? Well, the new generation at least, since the old school ones have been killed off or murdered by the Omni-Man. Brutally, I might add. Season 2 storyline for the Guardians just could not get me to care about them. I don't care about their love triangle quarrels. I don't care about their insecurities either, especially on episode 3, where they get the biggest chunk of the spotlight. The whole time I was like, can we please get back to Mark and Omni-Man again, please? I understand that it seems that the writers are setting it up to introduce the next big bad villain through the Guardians' internal conflict. But I say this, until that villain comes into full form, this whole juvenile high school type drama amongst the Guardians just does not interest me at all. At all. Now, having said that, I think the writers did a considerate and compelling job covering or tackling the pain and the anguish of Debbie Grayson, powerfully voiced by Sandra Oh, whose award-winning dramatic chops really shine through her character this time around. And as far as Adam Eve goes, even though the whole dilemma of are superheroes a danger to humans is not something new, it's something that we've come across before as a viewer, yet it's still interesting that really, really rattles Eve. And I would very much like to know how Eve further deals with that in the second half. Is she gonna abandon or deny herself? Or is she gonna prove everybody wrong? Very engaging and very riveting. So yeah, overall I give Invincible Season 2 Part 1 the rating of 4 out of 5. Look, there are so many things I haven't told you yet here because I'm not allowed to spill spoilers at this point, especially episode 4, which catapults Mark and Omni-Man's father-son relationship to a whole new and weirdly awkward level. But the main takeaway is that Invincible Season 2 does not disappoint. It's every bit as fun and thrilling as you would like it to be. So that's it. That's my review of Invincible Season 2 Part 1. Smash that like button. Turn on that notification bell. Share this video with everyone you know. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe. Let's rock this.